a day when God had nothing better to do. He'd look down upon all he had built and said, fuck you. He couldn't understand why the animals didn't seem to pray, and concluded it was because they lacked the ability to say. So against his better judgment, or so it was said, God forgot himself and his ego went straight to his head. I'll straighten the monkey's back and allow them to talk. Then I will know just how much they adore me round the clock. What was it said about the best laid plans of mice and men? Some may want to add God if they ever revisit that quote again, because soon after God put speech onto monkey tongues, something quite unexpected emerged from the air and the lungs. At first it all seemed to work as the monkeys began to worship. Some even defended their faith by building mighty, mighty warships. But things took a turn for the worse when they fiercely began debating amongst themselves over who or what had done all the creating. God panicked. He'd realized he'd lost control of the situation. This feeling was new to him, a most unpleasant sensation. So he packed up and fled for a bit, but only he knew where. Meanwhile, down on earth, tempers truly began to flare. What was it said about the best laid plans of mice and men? Some may want to add God if they ever revisit that quote again, because soon after God laid sentences on the monkey brain, something quite unexpected emerged, yet easy to ascertain. Was indisposed during his self-imposed retreat. The talking monkeys began undertaking many a great feat. Art, literature, music, the sciences, and architecture. I could go on some more, but some of it would be mere conjecture. Because despite the accomplishments listed above, they bred so much the numbers made them push and shove. They still did worship God though, well, sort of. God, it turned out, had sent Jesus instead for them to love. What was it said about the best laid plans of mice and men? Some may want to add God if they ever revisit that quote again, because soon after God put thoughts in the monkey head, something quite unexpected and sinister began to spread. Confidently thinking whatever could go wrong, God sat back and reveled in each and every adoring pious song. But only a fraction of the monkeys believed Jesus was God. One faction said he was a prophet, some merely an acting fraud. The monkeys began to argue over who was right and wrong, formed groups to kill those who they deemed didn't belong. They even had the audacity to fight in God's backyard. There wasn't anything or anyone they wouldn't bombard. What was it said about the best laid plans of mice and men? Someone may want to add God if they ever revisit that quote again, because soon after God permitted, words things from monkeys. Something quite unexpected arose, resembling an apocalypse.
God sort them out.
Some monkeys wanted to blow the others clean out of existence, but believers of other faiths fought back with great persistence. Meanwhile, the monkey tribe leader on the other side of Earth paid for the whole shooting match, no matter how much it was worth. Some monkeys on the sheltered side of the planet didn't agree, protested, marched, and held signs saying, "Nobody asked me." But when pressed to cough up what they would really sacrifice, just embarrassed whispered offerings that would never suffice. What was it said about the best laid plans of mice and men? Someone may want to add God if they ever revisit that quote again, because soon after God enabled language from their mouth, something quite unexpected spread east, north, west, and south. Through God's neglect, the events ramped up to a fevered pitch. All eyes then watched for a certain hour coming from Greenwich, because at a predetermined time, on a predetermined day, two monkey groups ganged up against the third in a most evil way. Fire rained down from the sky onto men, women, and children. They gave up counting the dead after it reached over 30 million. To think it all began because God the Father, fuck it, makes me mad, is nothing but an insecure, narcissistic, deadbeat dad. What was it said about the best laid plans of the mice and men? Someone may want to add God if they ever revisit that quote again, because soon after God permitted ideas in the mind, something we should have expected occurred.